Oh, good morning, folks. Morning, everybody. Morning. Oh man, there is no coffee in my house, and I am well. Today's gonna be tough. We ran out of beans. I do have grounds, but our coffee machine, and I have to change filters out to do the double wall filter instead of the single wall filter, and I don't. That's a lot of effort for the morning, and I don't want to put in that effort at all. So I'm just gonna have to get through this as best as I can without any coffee at all. Uh, Find the beer quick. I have no beer in my house. I have a lot of liquor. Before we begin, just do me a favor. Let me know if you hear my mic cutting out at all. I have been playing with an expander to try to deal with the HVAC issue. And I know in the last video that I did, there was some issue with it. So I've lowered the settings and I'm still trying to play with that. So if you hear it like one time, deal with it. If you hear it happening a bunch, just let me know and I'll kind of mess with those settings another time. But it helps. We do have TB to do. I have already done my raid. I got 7.1 million and did fine. I was able to I'll show you what I did. Oh, not there. Where are my teams? There we go. My Tarkin team, I was able to do at max score in 2 tries, so that was really nice. I didn't have to remod. My target practice Boogaloo squad, it took them a while. Their mods are not super great, and I'm working on that, but I was able to max that as well, and I'm trying to bring them up a little bit higher. My Keller and Beck squad, I was able to do, I think it took me 2 tries, so I was happy with that. And then I did a Enfys Nest solo. Not an Enfys Nest, I did a Hondo solo, which is relatively easy. And I threw in some Junk Vanguard for my other team. Now, I do have a guildmate that has allowed me to play with his account a little bit today. I was doing some filming last night, so most of his raid runs are done. We have to get a few of his junk ones done. And I do have another guildmate who is on vacation right now. I realized I put my chat on. And they sent me their login info so I can try their raid runs, but they sent it to me super late at night, and now it's the morning, and, 2-factor authentication. So if he does get back to me this morning, I need to just quickly get out of game, log into his account to get past that so we can try the raid on his account as well. But I'm monitoring Discord for that at this point. Ba-da-da-da-da. Let's see. We have TB. We look to be in pretty good shape. Yeah, no deploys here, which is nice, and we might be able to get to what we need to do with no deploys. We will probably need some deployments here, but that is okay. And Vandor, as long as we can get it to that 2-star, I'm happy. Caleb, if I ever met up with that Fat Phil and he put the milk in before his cereal, I would disown him. That is some serial killer level shit, and I don't even mean that as a pun. That's just some, messed up, fucked up shit. I would leave immediately. I would find, in the horror movies, in that area where the character still kind of has a chance to leave, and you're screaming at the screen, get the fuck out of there, what are you doing there? It's so weird, they just said the weirdest thing. And then they don't leave, and then they're screwed. That is how I would feel if I met Phil and he put milk in before cereal. All right. Oh, he just messaged me. I wonder if he saw that. Let's see. By the way, I'm a Jabba moron and figured it out post live stream. Jabba's ult is a waste when he's trying to solo missions. What? Just hit 100% and throw thermals? He does. I don't think Phil even knows what he's talking about. I feel like he heard me and he's like, I have to. My ears are itching or some crap like that. If he's, you know what? You know what, Xander? I didn't say it was morning, but you are, I guess, correct. But you know what? If I showed up at Phil's house, and let's say Phil and I had some sort of weird affair, and I only say weird because we're both married. So I show up his house. It's the next morning. I wake up with my t-shirt and boxers on, and I'm looking all cute, right? And I go into the kitchen, and this fucker is making cereal for me? What kind of shit is that? Like, that's... I expect, like, pancakes at least. I'm a classy bitch. Daniel, man, that happens... It happens every once in a while. I hate when it happens. It pisses me off every single time that it happens. But I feel the pain because it has happened to us before. Not specifically with Mandalore, but just in general. Somebody will platoon something and we hit a star and you're just like, oh, fuck. So, thoughts and prayers on the lost Kyrotech, because I know that you very, very much need them. Phil's definitely wearing my shirt to bed. Listen, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, man. I know he's... I don't know if he's in the, if he's in the chat right now, but I know he's awake because he's messaging me on Discord. Hope he was here for all of that. Somebody clip all of that and send it to him. All classic affairs should end with married people. Okay, so Phil, I guess it's possible. It might happen. Now we just need my HVAC to come on to test and see if this expander is even working at all. Oh, Gungan, oh, Gungan. No, Daniel, you are 100% accurate. I don't think I've had cereal in 15 years. Not even at like a continental breakfast am I getting cereal. If Phil offered me cereal, he would not get it a second date. It wouldn't happen. I would fuck on the first date, but he would not get a second date. Morning, Panda. Like, I am a make pancakes kind of guy. I would make him some wild blueberry pancakes. And I would offer the good maple syrup, not the crappy maple syrup. I'd make some Vermont bacon. You know, like classic thick cut bacon, slow cooked, rendered down nicely. Cup of fancy coffee. Most awkward comment. Andy, you know, it's funny, you popped in and I was like, oh boy. Good morning, Nana. Afternoon, actually. It's late for you. Just enjoying my cereal with this. Sorry, guys. You never know what you're going to get with me. I'm willing to talk about anything. Okay. Let's head on over to Vandor. Actually, ooh. Did he message me? All right, excellent. I am going to get out of the game real quick because my guildmate messaged me so I can get into his account. So let me do that real fast so that I have it for later. Beautiful. Nana, I'm actually, I filmed my, while I'm waiting for this, I filmed my initial raid thoughts this morning. I'll release it after brunch, but I will say that overall I am happy with the raid. I think it is a huge step up over Naboo. I am far more happy to do this raid for a year versus Naboo. I do have some very minor criticisms, and I talk about that in the video that, again, I'll release right afterwards. But overall, I'm happy, and I think it's a lot more free-to-play friendly than people realize, which is another thing that I talk about and kind of break down with the actual math in my spreadsheets. Would you be the top or bottom in this weird Phil affair? I think we would experiment a little bit. We would both see what works for each other. I think that's how that would work. All right, good. So I got into his account, so we can do that during brunch. Let me get back into my account. And we will pop the game back in. Yeah, I didn't do the Enfi solo. I know it's possible. I didn't test it. I actually think Tarkin will be able to solo tier 1 for 450 points. 450,000. But I do think it'll require some very intense potency modding and some lucky crits. I wanted to experiment with it a little bit, but I don't want to mess with other people's modding. So I wasn't going to play on other people's accounts for that. I'll have to wait. 5 auto. Bill is a yawner, so probably a more passive partner. Thank you. Thank you. I like to think that I would be the more aggressive partner. Nana, I can get you to 3 million points very easily. Kelleran, Beck, and Shakti are both Galactic Legend requirements, and I believe they're both R7 requirements. So you do a Junk Jedi Vanguard team with Kelleran, Beck, and Shakti, you can get 1.8 right there. Then you do a 300,000 Tarkin, you do a 300,000 Junk Vanguard or Enfi Snest, whichever one, and then you do a Junk Bad Batch, which really should be more than 300,000, honestly, with how those bonus drops were. And you've got a 3 million score right there, and box 8 out of 11 if your entire guild does that. And that is very, very, very reasonable for literally no work at all. And for very, very common characters. Hey, Ani. No, we were. It wasn't awkward at all. We weren't talking about the fact that if Phil and I had an affair, that he would be the loser that offers me cereal the next morning. You know, Asher, what I would say is what I've noticed in my guild and with this raid, the scores seem to be all or nothing. You either do really poorly or you do really well. And I think that, you know, there are a lot of players who maybe just don't understand how to do really well yet. And that is, you know, as they watch videos and as their guildmates tell them what to do, that'll get figured out. I know that the guildmate that I did his stuff for him yesterday, he was telling me that he felt really unprepared and his score was going to really suck. And I got him 2 pretty decent autos relatively quickly without any issue at all. Death May Cry, I think I say this to a lot of people. I think one mistake that CG made with this raid was that they didn't do a box on top of max box. Pirates are 100% skippable. Obviously, you're not going to want to because there's a GL attached to them, right? But Baw is already maxing it without pirates even being available. So I do think that they kind of messed up by not having an additional tier on top of what we're already doing that would require pirates and offer some progression there. Yeah, I wanted to do Jedi Master Mace Windu this time. I actually felt really bad. With the Temple Guard repack that gave 66 shards, I ended up talking about, like, going back and forth on whaling the rest of the way for Jedi Master Mace Windu. And Boonborn was joking about sending me crystals, and I told him not to, and I was like, this is really dumb, like, don't do that. And another guildmate ended up purchasing and gifting me a vault. And I did use that vault towards shards because I felt bad. But it didn't even scratch the surface. So I felt bad that he spent all of this money fruitlessly, and people do need to learn to listen to me when I tell them not to do things. I do Ani and Panda. I know, Panda, you might not know this. Ani, I know you're talking about Belloq's theory about possibly adding one afterwards. I see it as a very strong possibility that they add another box on top. I very much do. It would be smart if they do it. I think if they don't, it's a missed opportunity. If they do it, then I will take back what I said about not being smart, because I will definitely be like, oh, wow. They probably held that back on purpose so that players didn't flip out about it. In which case, I'll be very pleasantly surprised. Mando's. Right, this is open. Thoughts on... where is it? Somebody said thoughts on... Maybe they'll introduce it. Maybe it's finally the introduction of R10. Thoughts on Pirate Fleet. I really hope a Pirate Fleet doesn't happen right now. You know, I did that video on being whelmed about pirates right now. For them to do a Pirate Fleet would mean another pirate era. And I just don't feel like pirates are a strong enough faction within Star Wars. And by strong, I mean, like, prominent enough where it's exciting to give me 2 eras of pirates. So while I do think we need a refresh and additions to fleets right now, I'm also like, I don't... If I get another pirate era on top of this, I'm just gonna be like, this is awful. Thoughts on R7 new Bad Batch? I'm planning to bring them to R9. I just don't have enough Electrum conductors right now. I had to do 2 R9s last week for my guild, and by have to do 2, I meant that I just did them. No, I kind of just said, hey, I'm going to do them so no one else has to. So I am so low on relic material. Otherwise, I would have my Bad Batch at R7 already. I did apply the Omicron. I have not had a chance to test it yet because not the whole team is past the point where I typically, like, I don't do phase 1 missions. Would it have to be an era? I think if you want to do a whole pirate fleet, it would have to be an era, because you'd have to get multiple ships in there. I think there'd be just so much additional, and if you tried to do an era and 5 ships on top of an era, that's rough. That is so much. So it feels so weird without my bitter coffee. Butter just does not go down the same way. We'll have to rectify that later. I think we're going grocery shopping today. Yeah, I hope to have them at R7 by next raid, which might not even happen, to be completely honest, because if you think about it, my raid ends tomorrow, and then it's 3 days on top of that. But if I can get them to R7 by then, I would be really happy. It'll definitely be by 2 raids. I need a 4.9 average for my guild. That was our goal within 3 raid cycles. I am doing 7.1. So I'm in good shape. I just do want our guild to be able to max this raid, so I'm trying to be a solid performer and trying to be on top of everything. Ani, I've seen them auto even Ring of Kafrene. I actually, this week, I need to update the TV library with all of the videos I have of them. I was just kind of waiting for the summer because I did not have as much time during the end of the school year to do that. Hondo's Millennium Falcon for Profundity. Doesn't Profundity, like, I don't... I think... I think pirates have an interesting idea for a fleet, right? I just don't think that them for a fleet is great right now. So I don't know if I'd want Hondo's Millennium Falcon lifting Profundity. I think that that Luthen ship, the Fondor, whatever it's called, is a much better choice for that. Asher, I gave my guild, we said a maximum of 4 raid cycles, so 1 month to get back to our old score. Right, and I think that that's fair, honestly. Just while you learn, I don't think people, like, I had a guildmate message me and be like, oh, I'm so unprepared, this snuck up on me. And I got really annoyed at him because I was like, dude, I've been messaging you once a month for the last 6 months about raid prep. How is this sneaking up on you? Oh, I don't think we're winning this. No. No. See if I can get in before BAM. Maybe not. Hey, Shadow. How's it going, man? I saw you before on Discord. What's up? I probably should have just autoed that. Not autoed that at the end. The modding thing is one of my criticisms of this raid, Grumpy. I do think that having to remod all of your teams, especially at the low end when you don't have mod depth, it's going to be frustrating for people. And I don't think that the game has given enough tools. Did I not put Jabba in? Jabba in here. All right, what team are we using for Jabba? I don't think that the game has enough tools right now in it where, like, good tools for remodding. All right, let's do this first. Actually, Tarkin can't even... Yes, open. Day 6. Why is my day... Oh, because I've never changed this. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. I still need to get Lord Vader to 6. Shit. Alright, well... Guess let's just do it. We're gonna lose, but... I'm trying to get myself awake too, man. I don't have any coffee today, which is killer. Yeah, already good. Any order 66? And really should hit this stupid box, huh? That would be the smart thing to do. Ooh, okay, maybe I'll get one round. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. No, I don't think we're getting anything here. Okay. Well, we got 0. Well, Ani, like I said, I just kind of showed you, even with like crappy characters and just doing the solos and one Vanguard team, you know, you're able to pretty easily look at at 3 million points. So Bill's modding may be different on that team than my modding. I do think I can. Again, I have 13.2 million. So for me, I have the mod depth where I can remod without having to like remod every time. I'm trying to think of the lower end of players where they are not gonna have that mod depth. My Bad Batch were not as successful. I did take a lot of retries, but I do recognize my mods for them were not solid. Well, Ani, you know, that's the thing. Those are the weeds that you have to cut off. Is people who, and I've talked about this before, people who are not willing to do things for the guild. They're only willing to do their own thing. They're weeds. You know, if they're not helping the guild, they're weeds. That's just how it is. And you gotta weed them. You gotta get rid of them. Who's a B9? Hey, Hot Hot. Good morning. Chemist, how is that GL ship treating you? Is it helping with that fleet income? Because that's the important thing. As long as you have fleet income. Really should slow this down so I can get to ult for the next round. Mascot. So slowly, just keeps on counter-attacking. So damn slowly on Malik. I see chat going right now, and once we get to level 2 here, I will catch up on chat, because in level 2 we can kind of like auto basic and watch the ult charge. Ani, what I said is you need to weed those people. They're weeds. People who are not willing to do guild projects, they're weeds in your guild. And it hurts the overall guild. We're gonna auto basic for a little while just to get the ult so I can kill something right away. If I DoorDashed a few Red Bulls, man, I'm not paying $10 to get a Red Bull. No water left. Old shards, Chemist, are not that bad because old shards have a lot less people in them. You do need the right stuff, though. But even with Executor, and like, I think it's Executor and MK6, right? Can do Executor MK6, Punishing 1, should be able to take out even Leviathans. Alright, who do we want to take out first? Sentinels, I'm assuming the most damage. I don't even know who does the spy. We're gonna say the spy does the most. Yeah. And basically, we just auto basic till we get full. Okay, so how long do you think someone should take to determine if someone is a weed? Here's what I think. I think it's fully and 100% based on how you interact with them. So when I joined my guild originally years ago, I was not Egnards as I am now. I was a casual player trying to become less casual. And the guild wanted me to do clones for the cam mission. You know, and I had a discussion with my guild leader, and I said, hey, listen, I'm working on this project right now. How important is this? Does this need to be done right now? Can I finish this project I'm working on and go into that next? And they were fine with that because I gave them a timeline that made sense for both of us. We've gotten rid of like 5 weeds in our guild over the last 3 months, who have been weeds in our guild for years. We just were complacent, and we were like, oh, we don't want to replace them because they have this platoon for ROTE. But it's typically a long-term thing where they very rarely will volunteer to do a shit-tier platoon. They're never the first person to get like a guild project done. They always like wait until we don't need that project anymore. So I think it's a long-term symptom thing where if you look at all your guild mates, you can say, yeah, this person is a weed or this person's not a weed. Panda, what you do is you weed them out one at a time. You know? If you're not gonna kick, you never kick 20 people at a time. You isolate your biggest problem, you cut them out. Then you isolate your next biggest problem, you cut them out. You do it one at a time. Oh my god. This is why... This is why I don't play idle games anymore. Daniel, I used to get so addicted to idle games. I cannot play them anymore. I love numbers go up is like my favorite thing, and I can't do it. Okay, let's see. Let's get another one of these guys down. The nice thing is, I guess the battle does go faster as you get through it because you get more turns. So I'm also playing our Gungies game right now, trying to finalize stuff. We're at the tail end of it. Yeah, and you know what is nice is because I'm playing on the PC client is I can actually just pop this up and watch the ult go up. Grumpy, all guilds are gonna have weeds. You need a guild that has a competent officer corps of people that are willing to do what needs to be done. You know, it sucks. I hate that we had to get rid of, in the last, like, 3 weeks, we got rid of, like, 3 guys that have been in our guild for, like, 4 years. And that makes me very sad, because those people are friends of mine. But I need, you know, you have to think of it as, hey, I have a responsibility to 49 other people. John Smith just subscribed on YouTube. My ex's dad was named John Smith, so hopefully that's not a decade ago. Hopefully it's not the same guy. That would be funny, though. And that's the other thing. If you have too many weeds, it starts to ruin your garden, you know? I'm a terrible... I can't keep shit alive in a garden, and here I am trying to do garden puns. How do you tell if Officer Corps is competent? You know, it's hard to tell right off the bat, but a competent Officer Corps is one that's proactive and one that's communicative. I send out messages all the time to my guild. They know the expectations, right? Like with the raid, I'm not going to get mad at people and be like, well, I didn't send any messages for 6 months. You should have just read my mind. You know, it's not a toxic relationship where you go, oh, you should have known that I was thinking this thing. You have to communicate with those 49 people consistently. And that's a huge, 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 huge deal. So if your guild is not constantly and consistently, I should probably hit the ult, right? Communicating, that's a problem. How we do on the spawns? I didn't calculate how long Vance will be banned for yet, but we are. I'll look at it right now. Again, it ends in about 36 hours. And we are at $799. which is awesome. And about 200 of that has already been sent to Moonborn to buy some graphic software. So I'm looking forward to that. No. Snorquest, what's up? Good morning, man. We're doing well. Yeah, we were upstate last week, not last week, yesterday, for my niece's graduation party. And it was a lot of driving because it's like 3 hours upstate and then another 3 hours downstate. And normally I stay upstate. But since my wife came with me this time and we have the cats, we didn't do that. Yeah, he's gonna look good there. Prime sub. Streamlabs isn't sending me that it has come through. But if it did and it's just being dumb about telling me that, now I appreciate it. Thank you. Prime subs are a great way to they're a great way to support people without having to spend any money, which is nice. That's my whole vibe, is getting people to support me without having to spend money often. That's the Egnards way. That's why we do these like sponsorships all the time. This one might actually be doing well. Probably have paid attention to the informant. Oh, there it is. Just took a little while. There's the prime sub. How about hedging guild that don't know to go either competitive or casual? You know, we're casual competitive. That's how I think of myself. Is we look for the best way to spend our time, and I've always called us casual competitive, or competitive casual, whichever way you want to call it. Do prime subs equal advanced mute time? No, prime subs don't go to the Gungies fundraiser. They go to my beer. Well, actually, they go to my mortgage. This fucking... God damn, our house is expensive. Look at that. We've started a prime sub train. Thank you, Mythic. Would you let Vance give a speech at my wedding? I mean, I'm married. I've been married for almost... If I knew him then, no. Me and my DJ, we had a very... My DJ was awesome. He was like... He's like, here's the... Give me the speeches. Let me know who's doing a speech. He would not let... Oh, crap. I screwed up there. I was supposed to do my call at the end. Alright, it still works. He would not let anybody talk unless they were on the speech list. Anybody. And the one person that he thought maybe I would want to let talk, my older brother, he came up to me and asked me. He said, listen, your older brother wants to talk. Do you want me to be the bad guy, or do you want him to? That's what you need in a DJ. You need someone who isn't just playing the music. No, somebody who is gonna MC and be the bad guy and step up. Vance would not be able to talk at my wedding. Not at all. Oh, look at that. Dark Link, thank you, man. We don't get a lot of hype trains around here on Sunday mornings, and we don't get a lot of gift subs, so I appreciate your support. You're constantly making me feel like I'm way more important than I am. We're gonna take you out. Are the $100 relic packs? Are there ones that are in game right now? I'll have to look. We'll look after this battle. Or are you talking about that like $100 BOGO one? Because that $100 BOGO one, the Supreme Relic Duality Pack, is a huge deal. Like, that is an insane value. If you buy both of them. But that's $150. Don't ever say. I think what I said was that you make me feel more important than I am. Let's see what's in the shop right now. Well, actually, before I do that, we have 281 million that needs to be deployed. There's about 20 here. There is about 80 here, which means this can go to 600, no problem. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's see what's in game right now. Currently in game, the Relic Reserve Pack. No, that's not $100. Galactic Relic Mastery Bundle. I don't know if I valued this yet. Let's take a look. Let's see if we valued it. Where is... Look at that. G. Go over to my archived packs, slice of bundles, no normal packs. What is this called? Galactic Relic Mastery Bundle. I don't think I valued it here yet, but I feel like I have valued this before. Oh, Mastery Bundle. This is Mastery Vault. I guess I've never valued this one. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad pack. Again, chromium transistors are meaningless. So we kind of take that out. $15, this is 100, so that's times 15, so about 1,500 crystals here, 2,000 crystals here, 3,000, 4,500 crystals, 55, 6,500 crystals just in signal data, about 300, about 3,000, so about 9,000 crystals, 12,000 crystals. Off the top of my head, this is probably an increased valuation of about 50%. I will almost definitely end up valuing this later because I didn't realize I hadn't done this one. And a 50% increase valuation is not bad. But the BOGO one is insane. It is an insane bundle. Okay, let's hop out real quick. I'm going to take a quick step away to log into one of my guildmates' accounts and also to get some water. I will be right back. All right, there we are. What is the valuation on that one? I'll tell you. Let's look at it, because I love talking valuation. This is why I can never sell memberships. I just give away all the valuation. Ba 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 da, da. Go pop this in. Supreme Relic Duality 1. Here is your basic valuation. Now keep in mind that these valuations are based on my anchor values. They're not based on the game's anchor values, right? So these valuations are based basically on the 500 Crystal Relic packs, a lot of it. And just from buying one of them, you're looking at a 91% increase in valuation. If you buy two of them, you are looking at a 155% increase in valuation for the BOGO pack, the Supreme Relic Duality 1. It is a huge deal. If you have $150 to spend, not everybody does, and even the people that do, not everybody wants to spend that kind of money, and that's completely fine. But that is what the BOGO pack would end up looking like. Up over. Oh, all right. I can just go back to cover here. Silly me. And let's go back to the game. The raid 1, what is this? 56 minutes. Now, this account I have done most of the big raid runs on. What do we have left? We don't have too much left. I want to see if I can get a Hondo solo in here. I have found that the Hondo solo very much kind of relies on tenacity and crit avoidance, so you don't get stunned. But once you get past that first part, you're pretty good. If you get stunned in order 66, you're dead. Discarded. And I don't know the modding on these characters because they're not my characters. Clearly does not have the same tenacity that I have on my Hondo. But no, I don't want to clone him. Why is there a clone in here? I do wish that discard and retry just sent you right into the raid. That would be super nice. What do you mean solo that high? I'm on tier 0. Once he starts getting stacks, he like deletes shit so fast. Problem is that once he gets order 66, he's done for. So you just have to get past this first part. Would you be able to mod and forget? I think at 11 million, depending on the teams you're doing, yeah. I mean, but I just don't expect to do it in the first day that the raid is out, Can we maybe, like, not stun him? I don't hate the raid, Mystery. I filmed my thoughts yesterday night, and then I refilmed them this morning. I overall am very happy with this raid. Now, one thing... Oh, does that work better, Captive on Fox? That's what I've been doing, is Captive on Fox. One thing that I am noticing, with the raid, though, and I'm kind of realizing is, like, it is a quick and easy puzzle. So, in a few weeks, this is going to feel you know, kind of like it's the speeder bike raid again. Which honestly, I guess is fine. As long as it's easy. Oh, he's stunned. You see, once you get to this point, like, he doesn't get crit anymore, so... It's kind of... Should have enough stacks very soon that he starts to delete things. Now, I don't know if you have to kill all of the clones in every single turn to get the max score without enraging Lord Vader, but I know you have to on the last one. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is this raid does not appear to be auto-friendly. I would love to. I just do not think it's going to happen. There we go. Yes, this is going to be so quick. Like, 15 minutes total. It is very, very nice in that regard. The one thing that I kind of don't like is there is a lot of, you know, RNG in the early aspects of each run. So if a certain character gets hit, right? If you get hit really early on and this certain character gets hit, then you have to restart the run. Which is annoying, but at least it's in the beginning. As opposed to, like, having to do that in Naboo on Wave 7, where you've just spent 15 minutes and now you get screwed. You know, Asher, that's a great question. I'm not really a kits person. I think if nothing else, Ethano, if you bring to R5, will at least be able to do a couple additional tiers because you will have a pirate-oriented lead. What do we have left for this? We have Junk Vanguard and we have clones. He only has 2 clones, so we're going to kind of play with where we think these clones can go. Let's try at R5. Hey, BZ. Good morning. What sucks is that we lose stacks. We might have to just throw a Junk Vanguard in here, but then we don't get the... We won't get, like, the all Empire allies stuff. Okay, no. Try again. One thing I've noticed about this raid, though, when we talk about, like, adding score, is I feel like a lot of these runs are all or nothing. I haven't felt like there's a lot of, arm down. All right, allies in. Let's try with this. I haven't feel like there's a lot of interim, right? You either do really well or you don't do well at all. I don't think his characters are going to be able to kill Oppo without his clones higher. So we're going to go down to R3 tier and see how this is. He dodges so much. That dodge cost me. Exactly. If you get past the first wave, it's like, all right, you've got this. Which I again, like, I get it. I like it. I like that I don't have to do a lot, but there's no score progression for players who are. I wanted to disarm. I wanted to do the other thing. There's no score progression for players who are on the lower end, who are going to struggle for those things. I don't know if it matters that Tarkin's dead or not. Probably matters, right? That matters. Oh, Boba Fett. Why, oh why? Did you not get all the clones? Well, their other game, the Lord of the Rings one, did have stages for the raid, and as much as the raid itself, like, sucked, I'm just gonna try, I don't know. We're gonna just see how having more stacks works, even though I lose the clone. No, it's not gonna work. Oh, is that the open? I see. I haven't really. I know, like, Scribe's been putting out a lot of videos. I haven't been watching on purpose. I feel like you just do no damage. Come on, how does that not kill fucking their fox? This is the R3 tier. AGP, I think that the difficulty tier, like, it's not. I feel like it's far more based on your modding and your strategy, and far less, and having the correct cohesive team, and far less based on you know, traditional difficulty. I do hate this Order 66 thing that we love on our clones, because your guys just die so fast. But again, this is not my account. I don't know the modding on this account. It's kind of ridiculous that Oppo is not dying to that AoE. Alright, well, we're gonna take this down to the next one. He needs more clones. He needs better clones. Yeah, I'm not remodding on someone else's account. I hate remodding on my own account. This is gross. You know, I will tell you, Ghost, that if CG starts cracking down on that, they are going to lose a lot of people. Hate to say it, they will. The amount of people who have shared accounts at the top end and openly talk about it. Wonderful. It's just, to me, it's dumb that, you know, R7 and 2 R9 clones, right? This is a great example. I'm at the Relic 1 tier. And R9 clones are having trouble killing, not winning, killing the Relic 1 clones. Now, as we advance in this raid, we will see, like, you know, a lot more. We'll see a lot more cohesive teams, so you won't have to deal with this as much, but it is kind of frustrating watching them not do any damage. Like, at all. They just, like, hit, like, what? It's so ridiculous to me. Okay. Well, we're gonna take this down. Because I have another account that actually has, I think, useful teams on it. I can't get them both to half Asher because I have to get Fox killed before I lose this. You know, like, I'll try for you on the other tier, but the R9, the JMM 3-man team from 7 to 9, that's going to give you 1 point. It's going to give you an extra 1.8 million. BB from 0 to R5 is only going to give you an extra 1.2 million. So I think in a perfect world, it does make sense to do it that way. Okay, you know what? Asher, fuck you, man. Fuck you and being correct. I don't like when people that aren't me are correct. Allie, we did. We took our pill this morning. I know that if I kill these guys, you get, like, more. Right, so I guess we'll do it, because we can save the ult. Of course. Just like, let's hit the one guy I know you don't want me to hit. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Alright, we're still gonna get it. How do I handle my wife always being correct? I don't put myself in a position to be wrong. Allie, you missed a very lovely conversation about Phil and I having an affair. You'll have to live with the idea that you don't get to hear that conversation. And Bobble, I think I got more score than you definitely anticipated getting for you, so you are welcome. And we will do a Junk Vanguard at R0. Gets critical. I don't, you know, I think the thing with the Jedi Vanguard in this raid is that only a very small amount of them even matter. And what that essentially means to me is like the Jedi Vanguard from Naboo can just be used as filler units. I need people 2. All right. Who's going? Want all the points. All the points. Well, thank you. You know, every time I see somebody have the Poncho Brothers not at High Relics, at R9 specifically, I should say, it frustrates me. Every single time, I'm like, what are you doing? We're actually gonna let this guy go. Go. All these boys down, and we are finishing off this account. I don't know if the Poncho Brothers should be your first R9s. I think in the early game there are other things, other requirement characters that could definitely be your R9s. I just think I look at a lot of accounts that are 11 million, 12 million, even 13 million don't have it. And in those instances, I'm like, what? I don't understand how you've gotten to this point without doing something that great. All right, now, all stuff. You're going to get out of this. You have one more guildmate that we said we'd help out today. Here. Now, nobody get any ideas. I don't help out people like this all the time. I just know with it being the summer, we'll happen to like be away or on vacation or and I needed to film things anyway, so I figured, okay, I might as well do it. We don't want to get any 50, and he's got to do better in Grand Arena. All right, let's see what we have to work with here. It looks like he did do one for. I don't know what team he used. What do we? Oh, all right. Hopefully his mods don't suck. Oh, we don't have all of them R9. We do have all of them R8. See how this works? I've heard R8 tier is tough. And again, I can't play with the modding. I think his Tarkin must be so slow. Oh my god. No. Tarkin seems fine. Alright, well, let's... we got here. Damage it. Time, food, dark side, bird. On recovery, deal physical damage to all enemies, but then they're all gonna... what does off balance do again? They take more damage, right? Instead of the battle, bulwark can't be copied, bunch of defense. We're gonna try it. I know he's gonna take damage from everybody. Not good, but... No, I understand that part of it, Asher. I know the... but I'm also I'm trying to learn on someone else's account how to... one, really just how to use their account. Oh my god. I've heard that the R8 tier is harder. Because you don't have your additional bonus. Is Tarkin... it doesn't seem super slow, but... 286. speed. We have a protection cross instead of a potency cross. I would have a potency cross on this. I hate that you like okay, you got rid of retribution on everybody. It's like, just kidding, retribution is coming back. God. I don't think he's getting this R8 tier done. Yeah, I don't want to mess with his mods at all, which is, no, it's not mine. Mess with. Maybe I can get close to max. I took a chance with that. I think, you know, again, because I'm on someone else's account, it's hard. You don't know their turn meters. You don't know how their account is run. You can't change things. It's a little harder, but overall on my account, I know my account pretty well. I know what I can change. I know what I can't change. I did not have a tough time doing this at all. So many AoEs when you don't get like crit avoids causes a problem. God. Oh, easy. That sucks. Like 600 tickets is literally the lowest possible thing that you can ask for as a guild. Stupid retribution. You can't even get through like a full phase with his guys. I would like to be able to get him a decent score. It is. And you know, he actually, the reason why I'm helping him is he asked me about turn meters and everything yesterday night, and I said, and he's on vacation. I said, you know, I'll do it for you this time. There are definitely some recommendations I am going to send his way on his remodding. I'm just doing this to see if I can maybe get that. Nope. I might just go down to the R7 tier. didn't even... My hope there was to get the AoE to actually kill something. Alright, we're gonna just do the 7 here. See. Try it. How did that AoE not kill Oppo on the R7 tier? Title supremacy, critical chance down. That sucks. Of course. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Nope, of course. Would it be better to R9 Mace instead of the clones? In our guild's position, we're also thinking about TB and full teams. We're not just thinking about the raid specifically. But I'm never offering to do anybody's raids again. Could technically kill Vader right now. I am not doing Vance Raid. It's not happening. You want to kill this guy? Well, I don't know if you have to kill all of the clones each time or just on the last set. I mean, I will take 1.8 at this point. He was not going to be doing any better than me. Because he's on vacation right now, and I think heading home today. I'll take it. Slan, I mean, you know, it's a little puzzle. I'm sure I'm gonna get bored of it soon enough, but the nice thing is that it's quick. We missed a couple of points from the first couple of clones, but it didn't seem like that big a deal. Let's see what else he's got for me. I actually have not played the Jedi Master Mace Windu team at all yet. That's interesting. What do we got? Oh, wait, this Bad Batch. Give all the Bad Batch. Okay, we've got all the Bad Batch. Now, are they all? One thing I'm going to say is that before this raid, I hadn't even used my Bad Batch team on my account. So, just in general, I'm still learning this team. Alright. I must people message on a Sunday for work. It's Sunday, guys. Don't do that. Going to Alright, well that was dumb. I should have just taken out Vader. Everybody gets hit for 100,000. I have heard that right now this is glitched and it is giving like all of the modifiers for the R9 tier, which is gonna suck when they fix that. Hopefully they take their sweet ass time doing so, but we all know that they will not. I thought that that was gonna one-hit kill him. Alright, we are just gonna go for the kill and hopefully... Nope. Well, I'm planning on bringing my Bad Batch to R9, so... Hopefully I don't have to deal with that annoyance for very long. Hey Black Hole, good morning. Yeah, I mean, I get the crosshair mechanic. Like, I understand the purpose of it. It just doesn't feel good. You know, when your character does, like, nothing for the first half of a battle, it's not fun or interesting. Thought maybe there'd be a dispel on that, I guess not. When I did this on another account yesterday, it was actually very easy. It was very surprisingly. Click to correct ability blow. Get that offense down. Yeah, my crosshair does some really nice damage when he hits. He's not as fast as I'd like him to be yet, though. Might just go for a clean hit shot and see if I can kill like one of these guys. Not worry about the match score as much. I have never gotten to a point with this raid so far where once I killed the first guy, I had a problem. That was interesting. I have 9 left. Should hopefully be okay. I don't feel like offense... I mean, maybe it is my problem. I thought that maybe I wasn't going to need that. Don't give me this shit. I need... Oh, God. I've never put in this much effort on somebody else's crap. Thatcher's first move gives offense up no matter what. Alright, let's try it. No, Ani, I understand that. I know the whole thing. I've actually said that multiple times on here. That the goal is to kill the troopers so you don't have to deal with enraged Vader at the end. I'm not doing that almost on purpose here. Just because I would like... try to get close to a max score, and since this is not my account and I just don't have the turn meters and orders down, this seems like is a better option for me. Even if I lose, what, 100,000 score overall, like I don't think it's that big a deal. Do I chance it? At least I'll get some of that missed score. Look at the fucking lightsaber is like in his arm. Okay, we still got the 1800. Perfect, we're happy. We did what we came here to do. Now we have to learn another one of his teeth. What do we got? Why did I not see Jedi Master Mace R7? Pasta. Temple Guard. And I don't know. I guess Keller and Beck. Sure, let's do it. I didn't notice that Womp Rat, but I did notice, if you saw, it was like in his hand. I don't even know how to play these guys at all. Mess it up. Does it? Okay, well, if we lose this turn, then we'll take her off the team. But right now, I don't really need her, so it doesn't matter. Get some Jocasta rifle action. Now, I noticed Jocasta seems to be bugged in favor of the players. If her rifle shot, if her I'm dead rifle shot kills everybody, because she survives and it moves to a new wave, she'll survive into the next round, which is quite fun to play with. Well, you have to get her to that point. But I did notice a few times on my own teams, not like, I'm like, oh crap, she died. Oh wait, no, now she's not dead. So that was really nice. And we have one battle left, right? Effectively did this already. Doesn't have the Enfi solo already. Okay. Let's just, I don't know, throw some Junk Jedi in at level 1. See what happens. Yes. I think doing that move should get rid of Retribution, personally. There we go. You know what? And he said he was going to get a junk score on this raid. Easy. You got him past where I need him. Excellent. Love it. Super happy. What are we at? We're at 5.975 million. I'm happy with that. He finished his raid. We're gonna go back into my account. We have to check on TV, and then go from there. Right. Password. There we go. Has Cap gone back into hiding? Yeah, I think he's just been doing stuff when he feels like doing it at this point. But he does talk on Discord. I'll be right back again to fill my water cup. Gotta check on TB, see what reviews that we have for today, and then we'll probably call it a day. Just because I do have something else going on later that we'll talk about. So give me 2 minutes. Okay, let's see. Average a lot. See how TB is doing. We'll get into whatever reviews I have for today. We are getting a decent amount here. What are we? 730. 730 minus 63. 67 there. Plus 6. 9. 84 total in deploys between those two things. I need 84. That means I can do a little under 100. Let's take this 620. And let's check. I have doing tags. Yep. Has been. All right, let's see what our reviews look like today. Let's check it out. I think I only have one, which is kind of nice because I have stuff going on later today. Streaming stuff. Some time. Just Kastro, because I did this one last week, so we just have one review to do today. And again, that's good, because I have stuff to do today, and we have some streaming stuff going on today, so let's get this up on the screen. I am not going to pull Discord onto the screen for just one review, but I will read it. Kastro. time? 2 minutes and one. Check this out. Well, top 20 in Fleet Arena, mostly Executors and Leviathan normally get top 20 and fairly regularly in the top 10, getting first semi-regularly, working on making that more regular running Executor with P1. Assault Battles, looks like they're all CT3 except Secrets and Shadows, you don't have any CT. CT1 is kind of where I tell people to stop. Duel of the Fates T2. Pretty at T1, Fanatical Devotion, CT. I'm currently just about to finish the prerequisites for Leia. We'll get her to R7, then not sure what to go for next. Considering Jedi Master Mace Windu and the new Bad Batch of Leviathan, then getting LV as I bought the LSB. Okay. I mean, let's just take it. Hey, David. Welcome to Brunch. You're on the tail end of Brunch. You're fashionably late, but that's okay. Aunt Beru's Sith Lords, 8 million GP. I want to check out these Night Sisters really quick. Nothing with the Night Sisters yet. I do want to check out Rydia Boys. I don't think you need to bring them to R9 just yet, but it does hurt me that they are not even G12 yet. I think for where you are in the game, I would strongly recommend getting Padawan Obi-Wan and where is Master Qui-Gon? Master Qui-Gon to 7 stars quickly. I think they're both accelerated now. One might be, the other might not be. But I would try to bring them up to at least R7 at where you are as one of the things that you do on the quicker end. Terms of your guild raids. Okay, so your guild is doing 86 million in Naboo. Presumably they're gonna try to hit roughly the same, try to get 100 million. What is the next box? Picture broad data. The 98 million box. You need about 1.9 million in raid score there. I don't know. I just feel like where you are in the game, Jedi Master Mace Windu would actually be overkill for you. Personally. Let's see what our Order 66 is actually looking like. Oh wow, we haven't really done too much at all. Okay. Well, your Grand Moff Tarkin can get you 300,000. So there is that. Wow. I think that you should probably, instead of going too crazy, I think you've got 300,000 with Grand Moff Tarkin, finishing Leia. I think it might be the most advantageous for you to go towards Bo-Katan Mandalore. And the reason that I say Bo-Katan Mandalore is that'll get you Kelleran back to R7. And if you bring Kelleran back to R7, Shakti and Plo R5, and then I guess Kit and Luminara to R5, you can get 1.2 million in the raid pretty quickly. And then if you add Grand Moff Tarkin as a solo, that's 300,000, so that gets you to 1.5. And if you work on Bad Batch at that point, you know, that's another million to 1.2 million. Because you're so far away on a lot of this stuff, and because you bought the Lord Vader Lightspeed bundle, I almost think it's advantageous for you to skip going too crazy with the Bad Batch. Try to get them to a point where they can do the bottom tier for you. You get 300,000. But I think going for the clones makes more sense because then you can go for Lord Vader, which is part of what you've already purchased anyway. And they'll be able to be the crux of your score. Jedi Master Mace Windu, I just don't see it as being a smart move for you right now. What are we doing here? Doing the Mark 6 trick to get into the top, okay. I'm not super well versed on how to do that. I just know that it works against Leviathans. Pretty far from Leviathan yourself, though. F Malgus. Fury. F Fury. You're needed. EL Hondo Anaka. Have that. Very close. Okay, so finish up Leia. You're super close to that, but because you're super close to that, you can start slow farming other things. I would at least start slow farming Kelleran Beck, if not doing the whole Bo-Katan journey. If you just want to be raid focused right now, go for Kelleran Beck, and he'll help you with Bo-Katan later on. Bring those Jedi Vanguard up to R5. You could bring them all up to R7 if you want to. I think R5 is probably a natural, strong stopping point for you right now for that. Start working on the clones because you want to go towards Lord Vader. You bought the bundle, and you might as well have the better team, and that'll help you with. Ani. We'll get back to that, Ani. That'll help you with the raid. It'll also give you a GL. I would say start working slowly towards Leviathan. I wouldn't put too much priority towards it yet because these things I think are a little bit more important. And I would definitely bring the Lover Boys to at least R7. I think at least R5, but really R7 right now is a good stopping point. That way you can get through to being raid useful for your guild without going too crazy. Yeah, Ani, so that was the joke I was gonna say, is that Belloc was gonna make it like GL, Pirate King, Pirate, Hondo Onaka. But anytime I say PK, it's just from my upbringing. I just think of like Super Smash Brothers and Ness going like PK Fire, PK Flame, PK Thunder. So anytime I see PK, I get a little bit triggered there. I think that's really all I have for you, Kastro. I don't think this is too crazy of a request. I don't think that I think you go in a lot of different ways, but you do need to put a little bit of priority towards the raid to kind of make sure that you're contributing correctly to your guild and not being, as we've called it throughout this entire brunch, being a weed on your guild. And everything that I've kind of isolated has a dual function for you. In that you can use it for multiple things or towards other journeys in the future. Odds of a Leia Lightspeed bundle coming alongside the random Drogon Marquee event. So from what I heard, and I didn't know this, July is Disability Awareness Month, right? And obviously we know that Drogon was designed with a limb difference on purpose. I think that that may be more of the purpose of why we are getting the Drogon event. Will we get a Leia Lightspeed bundle? I think within 6 months, right? With that said, we're gonna ooh, God, gross. I don't want this. We are gonna raid out to someone in just a second who is always raiding into me, and I can never get to it because he is constantly on earlier than me. But before I do, later on today, Rabid Beaver and I are going to be doing a GAC stream. We're going to actually be switching accounts. He's going to play my account. I'm going to play his account, and we're going to be trading attacks. So look out for that later today. I think, unfortunately for me, there's going to be sour cream involved, which I, for some reason, agreed to. But that should be happening tonight. Oh, I guess I can only do it through the actual Twitch thing. Can't do it through multi-stream. That would make sense. So we're going to raid out. You'll see me later today. I'm going to see 28 years later in a bit. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.